Welcome to the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly Maliwan SMGs. Maliwan SMGs are kind of average SMGs. They have a high chance to ignite, but unlike Maliwan snipers, and let's see if I have a shock one here where I can show it. Actually, a slag will do. Let's see, I'll pull out. So 165. That shouldn't be. Do I have anything equipped? Oh, I still have my class mod on. Alright, let me get rid of that. Alright. 165. So these do not have splash damage like the pistols and snipers do. They have decent damage, but basically just very middling stats overall for SMGs. So I'm not a huge fan of these. They can be a little sloppy hip firing, as you can see, and they're just average SMGs really. But they have some interesting red text, and that's what we're here for. So let's just get into that. I'm going to start with the Florentine, which some people love, some people hate. This is an E-Tech that one of the benefits is it's incredibly easy to get because you can just buy it from a Seraph vendor. Crystals are not that hard to get because there are jokes like Pyro Pete that you can farm. And this has slag and shock. So you see there, the bullet is slag, and the splash damage at 50%, you can see 260, 130, is slag. So it comes with both elements. So you can strip shields and slag with this. And because it's Maliwan, it's got a pretty good chance. 18% might not sound the highest, but with the kind of fire rate they have, it is pretty big. So it's a really good slagging tool. It's one of my top ones. I just put that video out for. Some people don't like it because a slag plasma caster will kind of do the same thing, but it'll just give you, two chances to slag. It's the bullet. The bullet and the splash are slag, so you double up your chance to slag there. And shields in this game, for the most part, are pretty weak, so they're easy to go through. But I still like the Florentine. It's got solid damage, and you can see here, compared to a regular plasma caster, you have slightly increased damage. And, well, you have a reduced chance, but when things are slag, they always have an increased chance. So I should have had a shock plasma caster here to compare that. So, yeah, it won't slag like a slag plasma caster, and it does take 2 ammo a shot. But this thing can do work. I mean, you can flat out just kill enemies with it. With Krieg, it works great because you can stack Bloodlust well with it while slagging, getting rid of shields. So when you go into melee, it works. So generally, it's just a really solid gun. It's not like the end-all, be-all, but it's a really nice utility piece. And that's really what there is to it. I mean, it's not as good as just a shock PC plasma caster just for doing straight damage. It's not as good as a slag plasma caster for just slagging, but it does fill a few roles, and when you only have 4 gun slots, that's not a bad thing. Next up, we have the Hellfire. Some people hate the Hellfire because it's not the Hellfire from Borderlands 1, and dots aren't what they are in Borderlands 1. Here we see the Hellfire in all its glory. I do love the look of this gun and the skin they gave it, even though it's just kind of a paint job, but I think it looks good. So the Hellfire, compared to its Maliwan or regular non-red text version, has slightly reduced damage by like 1,000, which is really pointless at this level. Slightly reduced damage, which again is kind of stupid and pointless. Increased magazine size, which by 5 is pretty solid. 7,000 more burn damage per second, which that does make a difference. And then 20% chance to ignite compared to 18. It's only 2% there, but makes a difference, and it's a little more than you think because, as I show you here, I'm just going to go for a body shot. So with fire, you get that bonus, 318, 474. So this does have splash damage. In fact, It's one of the few SMGs that has splash damage that's not a plasma caster, and because it has splash damage and only takes one bullet a shot, makes it pretty special. Now, I already pulled out a plasma caster here. And you see, it does not have that plasma caster damage. Because basically it's got 50% splash damage, just like a plasma caster. But for just one bullet a shot, that damage is not that bad. Because you're saving so much ammo with that. And you know, out of this plasma caster here, you're getting 26 shots. This you're getting 37. So the Hellfire is quite nice. And that's what some people forget about. It's not all about the dot, it's about the splash. And most Maliwan SMGs do not have splash damage, and that's what makes the Hellfire special. The Hellfire is a damn good gun in this game. You know, 791 there, 636. And because the splash doesn't crit, there's not as much of a big difference on the crit as there is on the body. Well, actually, it's the same difference, but number-wise, but less of a percent. So the Hellfire is a damn good gun. It's fire only, so and there's some awesome SMGs, so I don't know if it really sneaks into the top 5 SMGs kind of across the board. For some characters, it definitely might. Plasma casters might beat it out, just like Hyperion plasma casters, just because of their hip firing ability. And you know, they do hit a little harder, and you can get them in elements, where this one's elemental locked, but it's still a really amazing gun. If it's not in the top 5, it's just outside of there. So yeah, the Hellfire, quite great, just a really potent gun. I wish they didn't take away that 1000 damage, just pointless. It's not like that would add that much to it, it's silly with the little penalties. But getting splash damage on an SMG without taking 2 ammo a shot, pretty big deal. And plasma casters can eat through your ammo pretty badly. So next, I'm going to go over the touches. These all look the same. It's hard to tell what's what here. Where is... oh, there we go. Okay. So the touches are, you know, what we get from Moxie, and they both have slightly reduced damage. I think they have the same exact stats. Not quite. They have a stupidly different, slightly different stats. The Good Touch has almost the same. It's almost like a rounding error. So the Good Touch has less dot, but slightly more accuracy and a more powerful dot. The Bad Touch has a less powerful dot, but a better chance with slightly lower accuracy. So basically they're the same gun, 2 different elements. Now compared to their regular versions, they have lowered base damage, but raised crit damage. As you can see here, same thing. Lowered base damage, but 70% critical hit damage. Kind of like the bitch. So here we have the Good Touch. See 300 there compared to the 318, so slightly less on a body shot, but 1,000,000 there compared to 600,000 there. Keep in mind, this is more than the the Hellfire. So on crit, these are very, very good. So this one, it's going to be less because corrosive on flesh. 350 versus 218 versus 1 and 109. Obviously you don't want to use corrosive on flesh, but these also heal you. See if this won't kill me. Don't kill me. Alright. Oh, that's not the wrong one. So you can see health. So their Moxie guns, they have that additional crit bonus, making them very good guns, but if you're not hitting crits with them, they're not that good. I'll drop all... that's the one I didn't mean to drop. Where's the Hellfire? Alright, so you can see 1 million there. 791. So on crit, that big 70% crit bonus is better. Now, why those don't get the same hype as the bitch is they're not Hyperion. And they're not as easy to hit fire on crit and keep on crit. So they're not quite easy as to use, and you're not going to land nearly the amount of crits as you do. The next Moxie one, because I couldn't fit them all at the same time, is the crit. And I might as well add in the Chulainn here for the last one. So the crit has even a higher critical hit bonus. You can see that. We're not matching elements, you're getting even more. This one has... Man, I forgot. I should have double checked that. I think it's 150% critical hit bonus. Now, this sounds really good. It also has the same healing. And compared to the other guns, I will just compare where they go. So this, you have higher damage, higher crit bonus, higher accuracy, bigger mag, quicker reload. Where did my good touch go? I thought I threw that out. There we go. So you can see here once again, just better stats across the board. So this looks like it should be just an incredible SMG. The problem is, its RNG effect. Does this not happen if it's emptied out? And it's not happening to me here. Oh, it sometimes slips out of your hands, aka slippery when wet, and it's not doing it now. And it's not going to behave for me. Of course not. There we go. So occasionally when you're reloading it, it will drop out of your hands. And it doesn't seem to be doing that much right now, making it sound like it's not that big of a deal, but I've had this do this during combat plenty of times, which put me in a bad spot. And if you're used to throw reloading, it might not kick you so bad because you'll be ready for it and you'll just pick it back up as it's falling. But for non-PC players, you're not used to the throw reload mechanic because you can't do that on console, and you'll just lose the gun. My first time getting this gun, I went to go fight the Handsome Dragon, and one of his basilisks knocked me off the edge of the bridge there, and I fell off, and as I fell off, this gun ran out of bullets and reloaded at the same time, and it fell into the ether, and I lost it for good. So I put this gun as a shit tier. I hate it. It's incredibly good. Stat-wise, it's a badass gun. The fact that it has such good stats, there it goes again. See, I wasn't ready for it, and it's gone. And now I'm going to die because I don't have the gun I was using. Stat-wise, it's amazing, but the drawback is terrible. And as you saw there, I was shooting a lot and it didn't happen, but when it happens, it fucks you. So I just say pretend this gun doesn't exist. Unless you're really used to the drop reload and your reflexes are constantly on spot, it's just not worth it. Now this next one, the Chulainn, is another stupid gun. So as you see here, I'll let him unslag. I am slagged by holding this gun. And in UVHM, you don't need to make yourself weaker to attacks by slagging yourself. But also, so you see there, it's like the Florentine, shock bullet, slag, splash. But you slag yourself. And in this game, you can get permaslagged. So this gun can not only slag you, but if you use it, you can get caught and get permaslagged. See, I'm still slagged when I swap. I have to wait for it to run out. which is a 7-second duration. So you swap to it and you're slagged for at least 7 seconds. Now, comparing it to the stats of a Florentine, it's got way worse damage. It's got a better chance to slag, which is good. Better fire rate. But, you know, better mag size considering the Florentine's got 2 bullets. So everything but damage is kind of better than the Florentine, but it's not worth slagging yourself for. Maybe in normal and true Vault Hunter mode, because it is effective at slagging, but it's just not worth it in UVHM. You're going to get yourself killed really badly. And you can see the slag is just still on me. And then, let's see here if I can try something. Why do I have so many grenades on me? So 190 down to 180. Where was that Chulainn? Wait till I'm good and slagged. So now a grenade will put me down to 160. Get rid of that. I don't know if just going into the menu. Sometimes it can. No, so it's not perma-slagged there, but it can lead you to get perma-slagged. Because if I went out to a car or something, I could do that. So, yeah, it's a terrible gun. Don't ever use it. And that's the last of our Maliwan SMGs. So, you know, overall, you know, because you have the Moxie ones, that really helps them. They are pretty solid. The Hellfire is pretty solid, but there's nothing really great and stand out here with Maliwan red text SMGs, and sadly that's kind of like regular Maliwan SMGs. They're just kind of middle of the road, not that great, not terrible, and that's their SMGs. I wish they kind of had a standout one. You know, plasma casters are awesome. It would have been cool to see something a little more offensive oriented other than the Florentine. The Hellfire is close, probably the closest thing, but they could have given it a damage boost as well, or I don't know, maybe a bigger splash radius, or it's close to being elite. It's just maybe a fire rate, just something. I know they did give it a bonus mag size, which does help, but it's not spectacular. It's just good. So, thanks for watching. That is the Maliwan SMGs, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of these guns, as always. And please, I appreciate if you guys subscribe and share these videos. Come over to the forums once again and join the conversation there. And also join our Discord chat. I did a video about it a couple of days ago. It's a really cool place. We got Gearbox employees in there now. There's about 70 people there currently. And everything's really peaceful and nice and awesome and just good people. So yeah, come on over there. I'll try to remember to put a link to that. If not, if you go to the About Me section in my profile, you can get the information there. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.